Hello, my lovely humans. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 9 or 10. I can't remember which one, but I'll figure it out when it goes into the title. I apologize. I'm starting to get the sniffles. Actually, I think I kind of started getting them last night. It doesn't feel like a full-on cold yet, but I'm just starting to feel that, boy, I'm a little run down, and the nose isn't as agreeable as usual. So, but I am going to do a little daytime, more kind of modern, lighter makeup tutorial. So just something that's still seasonal, but it's a little bit more user-friendly, because reds and greens, while beautiful, are really intense on the eyes, and not everyone is comfortable just putting like red on their eyeball. So we are just going to keep it nice and light. I have my skincare on, which is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Eye Cream and SPF Face Cream, and some Witch Hazel toner. Gonna start with some eye primer. I'm using the Milani primer. I usually only have one primer at a time, unless I have samples. And I like to do my eyes first, because that way if there's any fallout, I can easily clean it up and it's not getting swiped all over my foundation. Usually, not always. But so that's what we're going to do. I have my mirror right in front of me. And we're going to be using, this is the Mrs. Claus Lit List from BH Cosmetics. And it says Santa's daughter is here to slay. Because it's Miss Claus, pardon me, not Mrs. Miss Claus. So let's go ahead. And we're going to be using, this is messy, I use it a lot. We're going to be using this really shimmery pink called Bougie, and we're also going to be using these two colors, Spilled Rum and Ritzy Gold. So we're going to be using those two colors and a little bit of Not So Nice, which I obviously use a whole bunch of because it is the only kind of neutral highlight color that we have in the set. But yeah, I have been using this for a few years now and I absolutely love it. But any kind of sparkly light colored pink, and then more of an antique gold with a medium, more orange based brown is what we're going for. So we're going to start with locating where our brush went. Where did you go, blending brush? Ah, there it is. So we're going to use kind of a flat triangular blending brush here, and we're going to start with that Spilled Rum color, that orange-based brown in the crease. So this is a nice little base brown pink, like really nice together in my lips. But usually up in there. No, I would say this side of my face is longer than this side of my face, so there's more eye on this side. I left that other brush over there. We're going to get a clean blending brush, nice big fluffy one, and we're going to go into that Not So Nice highlight peachy shade. And we're going to blend out that color right from the start instead of waiting till the end. We're from the window. Now we're going to go in with that Bougie shimmery pink. Now this particular thing is very glittery, and you want to do the tap off. It gets everywhere. It's also a really soft pink, so be gentle when you tap into it because it very has a tendency to dig. But we're just going to go right across the lid with this. Just a very frosty pale pink. And we're going to do that to both eyes. Going to use a big fan brush to kind of brush some of this excess glitter away. Because again, everywhere. With that same blending brush that we used for the Spilled Rum, we're going to go into Ritzy, that deeper gold, antiqued gold, by the way, if you're wondering. It's more like aged gold. It's not a bright yellow gold. It has a bit of a deeper color to it. And we're going to go right in that crease right over where we put that other color. This color is not as soft. And then blending once again just over the top. Going to use the chocolate brown liner from, I always get confused, is it Too Faced or Benefit? Too Faced, Better Than Sex. Liquid liner in the brown. No wing, nice, more daytime, office party, family gathering. Let me make a mess with the liner. So if you do mess up your liner like I did, just take a Q-tip and just go over it and do some rolling and gentle patting. And you know what? If it already dried like mine seems to have, just get yourself a little micellar water, and Q-tips fit right on the tip. Just give it a little squeeze, get a little bit on there, and just gentle little twirls. No intense rubbing or tugging. And then that will come off. And then you just take whatever is left on your brush that you used before and just go right over it. And then you can fix it and it's like it never happened. It's makeup. It comes off. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You can fix it or change it. And then I'm going to go into the face. So we're going to start with some Topicals Sealed. We're using a more daytime, slightly lighter coverage foundation. So we want to have a good solid base. This particular stuff is also a skincare because it helps fill in wherever you might have acne. It helps not only lighten acne scars, but also where you might have, I have some little divots from scarring. When you use this, it helps fill those in, and it helps fill them in over time because it activates stuff in your skin. That's really what the topical lines is about. I will say I did have an unpleasant reaction to their the serum, the brightening serum in the little pink bottle, which was unfortunate because it seemed to do a nice job. It's just that my skin was like, but my skin has not reacted poorly to this, and I've actually already repurchased another one. I don't like to run out. And I have an already, hit my microphone, apologies, pre-wet sponge, and we're going to be using the Wet n Wild. This is actually a Wet n Wild sponge too, but this is the Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint with 5% niacinamide, which is a brightening agent, and this also has hyaluronic acid, which again, another hydrating, helping the skin, and those are things that are good for people who are in our mid-30s. Now this has a dropper, but I don't use the dropper. I just kind of spread whatever is on the dropper around. Going for a little dip here, because the dropper actually doesn't drip here though, because I can see what it says this is serum. It's not really liquid, actually very much cream. And then we're going to start with the most coverage. This is also buildable. This one just do tone down the coverage level, but it still spreads. As you can see, it doesn't stick in a place where you put it very well. It still spreads really nicely. And so you look at your skin, you're like, I want a little more coverage. You just pop it out and just a little bit better. It has this nice flat part, and you can have it as my hair part to really get into crevices. Then I'm going to use some e.l.f. brightening putty. It's the bright pink one. So I kind of just place it on with my finger, and then I use this top part to blend it in. And to keep being bright for this season, I'm going to use some Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in the soft pink, so it's a generously pink setting powder. I'm going to use my Mrs. Puff Puff. Going to do some pretty heavy baking under the eye because I need this to last all day at work. And then I'm just going to sort of gently press, less precisely throughout the face. You don't need a lot of this stuff. A little goes a long way. I also really recommend, if you can, try to keep this stuff upright, because it, even though I only have half the sifter open, it does get, there's a lot. It comes out really aggressively. Alright. Gonna take a big brush and just dust away any excess powder so that there aren't any big clumps sitting around. Then this is my Tarte Luminous Pink blush. And because this is such an intensely glowy blush, I'm going to just skip the highlight. I don't think I need to deal with that here. Lash curling. No, this doesn't hurt because it's just like putting it on the end of your hair. Because you're not supposed to actually get your eyelid, you're just supposed to get to the base of the hairs. If you feel it, you need to lift it up a little higher so it's not on your skin. And I'm going to be using the Callirey Come Hell or High Water. This is my sampler of it. This gives you more volume, but it's also waterproof, which means it's also sweat proof and foul and crying proof. I've been called a body of tears. It takes nothing to make me start to tear up and cry. But also because we're supposed to be getting some higher winds, which can cause tears, and there's a possibility of snow later tonight when I get off work at 11:30. So as you can see, these nice big thick lashes, they will not, they don't, oop, did I get some on there? Oh, I did. That's okay. There we go. Where's that? Again, like it never happened. But this is really good. It's very long lasting. And then if you want to amp it up a little more, I'm not a huge fan of putting mascara on my bottom lashes. But when I do, I just do the outside ones. Gonna finish with the brows. We are almost done. This is the e.l.f. just regular liner in taupe. I need to get my brows reshaped. Gonna use some all-nighter face spray. Then we're gonna finish off with a shimmery, any kind of shimmery pink will work. Maybe something from the Maybelline Lifter Gloss line. I'm gonna be using my NARS Orgasm gloss. And combining that with my Lifter Gloss in Sun.